Hello everyone. Today we are going to be doing a Q&A with a divine masculine twin flame. Now their name is Namrata, and I have done an interview with them on YouTube and it was amazing. It was one of the first DMs. Hello Monique. If you got any questions that you want to ask, please put them in the chat because at the end we will do a Q&A. But this was one of the first DMs I interviewed for my YouTube channel, and I have requested them to join us. So hopefully they'll be joining us soon. But basically, it's Namrata. It's a DM. It's there's someone from India, and they are female, and they do a lot of inner work now, and they have their own channel as well called Heal with Nam. They've got quite a big following actually. So Namrata, have you joined? I have requested. Oh, here we go. We're accepting you now. Hopefully, we should come through. It's saying Heal with Nam is unable to join. So I don't know why. I'm going to invite you again and see what happens. But today, the sort of things we want to talk about is the life of the divine masculine, the journey
Yeah.
of their healing. Do they do inner work or outer work? Surrender. Do they think
Can you
about the
see
twin
me?
flame, the divine feminine? Why do they act up crazy? Surrender, boundaries. Boundaries is a big one because that's what we wanted to talk about. That's what we did want to talk about initially. And then I'll talk about energy leaks and purpose of twin flames and the current energy right now for divine masculines, and then the Q&A. For some reason, we're having an issue with getting the request. So Namrata, if you could please write in the comment box what is going on, because I am pressing the plus button and putting your name in, requesting you to join, and then nothing's happening. So maybe it's my Wi-Fi, maybe it's your Wi-Fi, maybe it's Instagram. I don't know. I'm going to wave at you and see if... So anyway, as I was saying, whilst we're working out the technical issues, if you have any questions that you want to ask, please put them in the chat below. I will probably try to take off my Wi-Fi and maybe that will work now. Can everyone hear me? Yeah? How are you been managing and dealing? Alcohol and the twin flame journey, thoughts? No, not good. Don't drink alcohol. Namrata, we can see your ring light. How are you
Hi.
doing? There's been issues getting us joined up. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's quite warm today, and we're having a little mini heat wave day. How are you in
Mm-hmm.
India? Is it still quite hot in India?
Yeah, it's still hot. It's a rainy season. It's a rainy weather, so I love this weather a lot.
So you're based in Punjab, India.
No, I'm based in Haryana. It's
Oh, you're
near
in
to
Haryana.
Punjab.
It used to be Punjab back in the day, before the British cut it up into many pieces, correct? Yeah.
Sorry?
It used to be part of Punjab.
No, Haryana was not a part of Punjab, but it is near to Punjab. Like Punjab is 2 hours distance from here.
I thought Punjab was split up into 5 pieces or so. One was Pakistan Punjab, one was
I-
India
I-
Punjab, then you had
Yeah,
Haryana,
that is.
then you had Himachal.
I think Haryana was not. I'm not that much into history, so maybe it was, but I am not that much a fan of history and all those things, so I don't think so.
You're looking very good. It was your birthday the other day, and I interviewed you, I think it was at the beginning of this year, I think, and you have a big following on YouTube, and they gave a lot of views, and it was an amazing interview, absolutely mind-blowing.
Great.
It really helped. And since then, I do phone you sometimes when I'm going through stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? And you're always so amazing and helpful. And
So
I,
that's what I have learned over years. I have some parts of me that doesn't have patience, and I love questions when it comes to me, and I deliver it when it is necessary.
yeah, and we were speaking last week, and then this week and you were like, I want to do a live on boundaries. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I just put on. Like you put a post on boundaries, I put a post on boundaries. So yeah, we want to talk about the life of the DM, the journey of the healing, the inner. People always ask that the people don't understand the divine masculine, okay? So they're always saying, how do they heal? No one talks about this, even though we do. So I wanna ask you all these questions. So
Yeah,
yeah. Are
sure.
we okay? So what is the life of the divine masculine like before they meet their twin flame?
Before spiritual awakening, it was full of alcohol and friends and partying and doing all those things in life. And it was not a good place to be in from inside also, because emotionally a lot of things were there that I didn't process in my life. But after, but before you, when I started the journey of spiritual awakening, it hit me really hard. I didn't get up from bed for at least 2 months. It was really hard because all those addictions, because most DMs that are into addictions, which is true. Now I consider myself as balanced, feminine and masculine, but that time it was really hard.
So let's backtrack on loads of different things here. First of all, how did you know that you were divine masculine?
When I got into separation with my so-called twin flame, I'm saying so-called because now I'm not sure of it and I'm not into it. But that time I came to know about twin flames. I met some people who were supposed to help me into healing, and they taught me a lot of things. And that time I started coming into healing and spiritual journey. When I heard first time about twin flame, oh, it is a twin flame journey. Okay, I have to do my work. I have to sit with that shit.
So what made you realize you were divine masculine?
It was a calling from inside.
You, you associate more with the masculine energies inside?
Yeah, now I have balanced both. So I don't. Earlier, when someone used to say that I'm a divine feminine, I used to get triggered. But now, when I'm balanced, I don't go with labels. I'm more balanced, so I'm good with both. But earlier, yes, because I was the rarest of rare uh, masculine who awakened first and who started doing her work, who started coming into healing journey and also helping other people, holding space for other people.
So you realized you were twin flames before your divine feminine. So that means that your inner divine feminine was more evolved, which is quite rare because there are a few divine masculines out there whose inner divine feminine is more evolved
Yeah.
than, yeah. So you said before your life was about drinking, smoking, partying,
Mhm.
and doing all these things, right? And there's been a few comments in the chat, which we're going to look at. Someone said, is drinking alcohol okay? And I'm assuming a lot of these people are
It's
divine
fine.
feminines. And this,
Anything you do in balance is fine, but anything excess of everything is bad. So when I used to get into something, it was in excess. So if you like it, that's fine. Sometimes it's fine. You don't have to suppress your feelings for what you're feeling from inside. But excess of that was, and it took me, I think, 5 to 6 years to come out of that addiction. And I realized it was not this life's addiction, it was past life's addiction. And it needs a lot of courage to work on your addictions. And that's what I did with it.
and so your addictions you had were before meeting your twin flame or after meeting your twin flame?
It was before meeting my twin flame.
Okay. And then when you met your twin flame, did it get worse or did it stay the same for a while?
When I met my twin flame, it got worse because I wouldn't call that person my twin flame anymore because I don't know. But yes, I will still consider myself to be divine masculine because I still resonate with that. So before meeting that person, I was into addiction, and it got worse with that person because there was a lot of trigger. and lot of emotions coming to surface and all those things, and I wasn't ready to do the work. But I came to knew when I knew about twin flame in 2019, I started doing my work. I started working on myself. Before that, from 2015 till 2019, I didn't do any kind of work. I was still into all those things. I avoided my work, but I was supposed to and I was meant to um, awaken like that.
They say it's extreme pain that awakens the divine masculine. It's the avoidance with the numbing and then addictions and running, but eventually something comes and smacks bang, and then you wake up, and then you have to start doing the
That is
work.
what
So what?
happened with me also.
So what happened?
I suddenly one day realized all these things that I'm doing in my life is not working, and I'm not resonating with all these things, and it's wrong. Somewhere I'm doing wrong. And slowly, when I started coming in company of other twin flames and other people who were on this journey, so it was like that.
You were, even when you got into union or relationship with your so-called twin flame, you were out drinking. You were doing in the YouTube video we talked about this, right? And you talked about you were pretty insane, right? You were quite off the
Yeah.
rails a little bit, and and she had to put up with it, right? And maybe that's why there's lots of pain and separation going on between you two. We'll talk about that
Can
too.
can can you give me 2 minutes? I have someone came outside, so I have to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you give me 2 minutes?
sure. It's interesting because my doorbell happened too. But whilst you go and answer your doorbell,
Yeah.
we will
Thank you.
we will look at some of the questions that people are writing. But well, carry on. You carry on, and I'll carry on
Okay.
talking. Don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You carry on, answer the doorbell. So yeah, if you haven't seen the YouTube video with Namrata, I recommend that you watch it because it's absolutely mind opening. Okay, in the way in which her and her twin flame, she calls her twin flame a lot of problems, okay? A lot. And she owns it too. And she says that I was destructive, I was on addictions, I was crazy, I was going out, I was doing all the stuff. And the crowd and the people she was surrounded by were very egotistical, very similar minded in destructive patterns, okay? And the universe whooped her ass. It did. And that's what kind of brought her to her senses to start doing some work. And we'll look at what inner work they do. But now the situation is that her divine feminine, I guess, got really annoyed and went on, got married to someone else. And in that situation, now there's that whole getting back together again because a huge mess was created. And in the meantime, Namrata is questioning, the whole journey itself, which can happen. And the divine masculine can get into doubts. And the question is if the divine feminine is not choosing union, because her twin flame is not choosing union right now. Maybe she's too annoyed. But if you're not choosing union and you're not doing your inner work, your divine masculine will then be left with nothing but to either find someone else or to basically doubt as well. I mean, both of you would be blasted because even in separation, once she returns, her twin flame has, even though being married to someone else, experienced a lot of issues, health wise and other. But it's just the consciousness of fear, the consciousness of separation, the consciousness of not accepting union is what causes these problems. Because when twin flames come together, it's lifetimes of fear that is basically exploded up. All this fear comes up to the surface, and it's like they don't know how to deal with it. So there is that push and pull energy, and as the divine feminine obsesses or says things, because Namrata would say in the YouTube video that her divine feminine used to say, don't drink, don't go out, don't do all the crazy stuff. When you do all that stuff, you're in addictive energy, and an energetic wall gets put up between you and your twin flame. And the divine masculine starts to become all in their mind, and they're running, and they don't think they're good enough, and they're basically insecurities are coming up, and that's why they end up doing all the addictive stuff. And then eventually they have to face their fears and their thoughts, and the 3D world breaks their ego, and they get the Satori, the instant awakening, which what Namrata was talking about. But when that invisible wall is created, the mind of the divine masculine takes over. The divine feminine is already in addictive energy, and they start thinking of all sorts of thoughts as to why they're not good enough for the divine feminine, which prevents them from coming forwards. they get the addictive pull to go to other things. They'll say nasty things, yet they do think about you and they do want to be with you, but they don't feel good. And there's that wall that comes through because you're not surrendering, you're not bringing the energy back. And the DM heals outwards, inwards, from toxic masculine to divine feminine inside. Because the divine feminine has done a lot of the inner work. So it's easier for them to go inwards and ascend. But the divine feminine heals inwards from toxic feminine to outward, divine masculine. So it gets easier in the 3D because you're kind of working on different sides together. I'm glad I had some notes because I know your doorbell happened. But for majority of DFs, they heal in separation and DMs heal in union. But here with Namrata, we've got a specific, unique case where basically you've chosen to awaken, you've chosen to do the inner work, but your so-called twin flame divine feminine is not choosing union, is not choosing to do their inner work, and is not choosing to accept the union. And you are in a same-sex connection. And when with that comes challenges with culture, with age, with religion, with sexuality and gender, and that's where all the boundaries are necessary. So anyway, everything all right? Can we continue?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry
Okay.
for that.
No problem. It's fine. So, basically, let's talk about healing. So, people always ask, what healing do divine masculines do? Now, I know you're a special case, a unique case, a wonderful case. So, shall we talk general divine masculines and then you, how it was for you as well? Because
I feel
it's
that every Macklin has their own way of healing, their own path. So for me, it was I started my journey by doing Vipassana. If you know what Vipassana is, so my journey started from there. I started learning Reiki. Then I started understanding about inner child. What is that? I studied. I think for 6 months I studied about inner child. Every book that was available, I studied that, and I started working on my inner child. Then slowly I started ascending and coming to more advanced level of techniques uh, along my journey. And I learned a lot of things. I learned tarot card reading also. I learned a lot of different tools to help me. EFT, if you talk about Ho'oponopono, my friend is very good with it. He's so I've met a lot of people who were supposed to help me in specific situation at that time of the moment.
so you were doing all these inner healing methodologies, right? But was your divine feminine doing any? Was she spiritual? Was she doing any inner work?
No, I don't think so.
So she was kind of quite in the dark, wasn't she? But she wasn't addictive or running away, right?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about another person here because I
Okay.
don't have the consent, right? So I
Okay.
can't talk about that. But with me, it was first time I realized that all the things I have done, all the patterns, I started looking into patterns in my life. So with that, I started awakening to this journey. I started coming forward in this journey, and I started healing myself. And it was really hard. It was really hard because when I got completely into this that spiritual awakening really hit me hard. So 2019 was really hard for me. It was very hard.
What happened in 2019?
I got separated with that person, and I came to know about twin flame, and uh, that separation was very painful at that moment. And after that, I started exploring more of what twin flames are. My mind was hyperactive at that time, so I wanted. Sometimes I used to go to my old patterns, old addictions, and all those things. So it took me a lot of years and a lot of courage to come out of it. Self love, there was lack of self love. I always felt that I have to chase a specific person to get their love. So that also I started healing in me.
You know, the
Codependency issue was there.
I mean, codependency is a huge issue, which I want to talk about. But
Okay.
I remember we've talked about it before. If someone doesn't do the work, what happens? Say, for example, one, divine masculine is not doing their work. What happens to them?
So they will keep repeating. People will change in their life. If I didn't learn specific lessons, what happened in my life, people changed in my life, but the lesson was same with every one of them. And I was really shocked to see this, that the pattern is still the same, but only people have changed. So either you are a divine masculine, or you are a feminine, or you are into spiritual journey itself. You really have to see what patterns you are following, what patterns you are into when you are in relationship with other people in your life. And one of the hardest thing that I learned on my journey was about boundaries that we were talking about.
Yeah, we'll talk about boundaries, but basically, what you're saying is if you don't do the work, the universe will smack you to do the work, right? You'll keep getting the same lesson over and over
Yeah,
again until you do the work. You will be
right.
pushed, right? Okay. And then, yeah, we'll talk about boundaries, but can we talk about codependency? Because it's a big thing. Because, well, doing your inner work, and some people don't want to do their inner work, and they think that, okay, so Namrata, you are a coach, yeah? You do a lot of work. You've done a lot of free work too. I've seen you do so much free work for people. And how is the codependency like? How do you ensure that people, that's with the boundaries, but not have codependency on you to heal them, or to do the work for them?
Yeah. So, so codependency is that really hit me hard, because codependency, I was dependent on other things and alcohol and people for mere happiness. I was avoiding my work. So I kept on getting all those slaps from universe again and again, until I learned the lesson, and until I started seeing that I have codependency issues in my life. Because it comes sometimes from your parents, and you are the only one who has to heal it. So it was really hard for me to heal codependency issues in me. And I was dependent on other people for my happiness. If my friend is sad, I will get sad with that. I didn't had that kind of a detachment attitude. And I was really involved with my a lot of friends and all those things. But with time, all of them left my life when they served their purpose. And yeah, that's how I really addiction and codependency and boundaries were three things that I really worked hard
And
on.
you mentioned in the YouTube interview we did about the addictions and also all the toxic people and
Toxic
how they all
people.
left. It was really interesting because I talked about that Lord Divine Masculines live in that. With being a coach though, and also, you live in India as well. Sometimes boundaries are not respected in India, because it's expected. Like if you're someone who's spiritual, you're meant to help freely and do like just give, give, give. So, how do you deal with boundaries and codependency with clients or social media?
See, when it comes to boundaries, I didn't had that limit of helping other people, so it started affecting my own energy. The moment I was in high vibration, a specific kind of a person or client came in my life, and I was pulled down. So that's how I learned again and again, by setting boundaries. I now sometimes people do that. They send you the letters and big paragraph of your journey, but you hold space for them. But that doesn't mean you have to tap into their energy until they are taking a session from you. So now I have one answer. These are the charges for my session, and I'm not doing free anymore. If I am guided to, then only I provide free sessions and free things. And boundaries in India is really hard, but I have learned it and taught it to people around me, how to set boundaries with me, how I am setting these boundaries with you. Some people really got upset with it, some people were fine with it. But you really have to do the energy exchange when you are coaching other people. Why is that? I will tell you the reason. Because if you don't do the energy exchange with that person, you are taking on their karma. So if you don't want to take on someone's karma, on one hand you're doing your inner work and completing your karmas, burning away your karmas. On the other hand, if you're not taking energy exchange, until they are your friends and very, very, very close who are doing a proper energy exchange with you. Like there are friends in my life who need reading, so I take from them. When they are in problem, I help them. So there is a energy exchange between us. But if it is for other people, with other people, you really have to set those boundaries, because they will start taking your energy and your things for granted. And one thing I may want to make clear to everyone: you can't do the work for other people. They have to do it themselves. They have to put in the energy and effort themselves. If some people come and say, yes, we are the more we are healing ourselves, we are healing other people also. We are helping other people. But the effort and energy need to be put by that person inside that. You can't do as a coach also. You can just guide them, okay, do that. So I I started setting boundaries with my clients because I used to go out of my way and help them at night, and I'm awake and suddenly I'm hit by some energy and I don't know where it is coming from. So now I don't read paragraphs, I don't take their voice note, and some of them really got triggered and started saying wrong things to me. But I didn't react because I knew this will come. If people don't learn this way, I don't know how will they learn about boundaries.
Yeah, because basically some people say, oh, everyone's just after money and you just want money and that's why you're not doing it because you should give
Yeah,
for free.
we are building our paradise with your money.
Because, like, for
We are
me,
building
I don't know how it's for
a
you. I have a
palace.
very highly successful career that I do outside of this. I also have property. I have money coming from other ways. I don't do this for money. If I wanted to make money, I'd do it investments or I do other things like this. This is just a something I do to help people. But it's taken me like ever since I was small, I've been investing in myself. I have spent in the last year alone, I think at least £28,000 just on doing my inner work and healing and learning. And now I'm going to be spending like over 10,000 to go South America. And then prior to that, I spent over 10,000 doing my coaching qualifications for 3 years. Like I have spent so much time, money, effort to get to this place. And people don't understand that, right? And everyone's at a different part of the journey. But what I wanted to understand clearly from you, which I didn't understand, if as a coach or as a twin flame or as a person you are helping someone else and there's not a proper energy exchange, whether that's money or them helping you back, you as the person giving the help, you take on the other person's karma.
Yes, you create more karma with them.
How does that work? I don't understand.
Because see why energy exchange is happening. If they are giving you their problems, and if they are not paying for that, you are actually saying, let it come to me, I will deal with it. You're saying it to universe. So there should be proper energy exchange with other person, because you are creating more karmas, you are not burning away. So that if that person is in low vibration and if they are not paying you and they're taking you for granted, and of course when you provide something for free, we have that human tendency to take it for granted. So if they are not paying you, if there is no proper energy exchange between both of you, you are actually creating more karmas. You will have to come in another lifetime, or in this lifetime you will have to burn at specific point that karma.
So you are attracting more of that low vibrational stuff. So you're that's how you're creating it. You're attracting your work. You're giving away for free to someone, and they're pouring all their rubbish onto you,
See,
all their trauma onto you.
if you are guided sometimes to do it, yes, you should do it. You can do it. That's not a problem. If universe is guiding you, okay, let's do a free session. I have done lot of live sessions on my
Oh
YouTube channel
yes,
for free.
yes, and
Lot of them.
Zoom sessions. You do. You've done so many. I can't believe. But what about people like Buddha and Jesus who are helping people? What was the energy exchange there?
No, see, I don't know about that, but I know about myself. The moment I have helped people, I have taken on their karma and I've created more karmas with them. So I have to do more inner work to end those karma with those people. If there is no proper, you see, there is a limit to how much you can give to another person,
Yeah.
right? So when you are giving, and yes, some people ask me, do you have to sometimes set those boundaries with your friends and family members? You have to. you you have to, because you will take on their karma.
What
Like
about this?
I will tell you an example of this. My father, he was really he had some loss in his business. I started doing healing for him, so I took his karma on me. So I shouldn't have done that
What about
without
what about
proper.
creating good karma when you help people?
You create that. That is what I'm saying. If universe is guiding you, universe will guide you for that. Universe will tell you. But you, if you are going out of your limit, for example, if your energy is 100% today, and universe told you to, okay, deliver 50% to other people who need them, so you do a free live and free session for them. That is what you are, that is how you are burning your karma. But if it is every time you are replying to everyone's specific message, right? Everyone's specific message, they're texting you. And I always ask, to be very honest, I always ask universe to tell me whether I need to help this person for free or I don't. So
So
I
now I'm gonna
ask that question always.
Now I want to talk
So
about twin flames in particular because a lot of the time the divine feminine will say, or the divine masculine, that the twin flame is not respecting the boundary, okay? That they are treating me this way, or they treating me in a sexual way, or whatever the case may be. Now, I've always said that your twin flame mirrors your lack of boundaries with other people, family, friends, society, work.
yeah,
So when
yeah.
you are leaking your energy, or sacrificing, or being like a martyr for others, is that affecting your twin flame?
Yes, it does affect your twin flame journey. It does affect your connection, because somewhere there is not proper exchange happening. You know, so uh, you have to be really cautious with this thing. You really have to be cautious with this thing.
Because I remember on the phone call, you said basically the energy that you're using to give to others is actually should be going to you so that it helps your union, whereas you're giving it away freely. And that's maybe why the divine
You
masculine
shouldn't give your
comes.
energy freely, because everyone is not open to it. They see. I have. Did you read that post I have sent you today on Instagram about seals? They were talking about implants and seals. So many people on this earth are into implants. So they have implants and negative entities on them. Most people have that. Most people have that. So your energy will get affected by that. If you will give it away freely to everyone, your energy will get affected by that, because you're not sitting amongst monk who are doing their inner work. You are in between this matrix. So you really have to be cautious and smart, and it will, whatever you like, if you help someone and that person is not receptive, that person is not ready to listen to you. For example, if you said someone uh, do inner work, and if this person is, you're not having proper energy exchange, and you are not that person is not doing the inner work, proper inner work, so you are actually delaying your own union.
So there
It's
you
very deep.
go. So basically, if you don't have your own boundaries as a person, you are basically taking on karma. You are also delaying your
Leaking your
unions,
energy.
leaking your energy. So what inner work is it that we must do?
For me, we should firstly start by doing our inner child healing. That is very necessary. Chakra clearing is also necessary on daily basis. You should do it,
How do you do
and
chakra? How do you do chakra clearing?
you can just visualize light entering into your chakras and clear it. It's simple. Some people
Okay, because people are
do it
saying,
with mantras, some people visualize different colors light, or it can be white light, anything that resonates with you, because everyone's journey is unique, everyone's journey and everyone's path is different. So I have one I will answer one question. When divine feminine she start respecting herself and she sees that my divine masculine is not uh, respecting my boundaries, she shouldn't give energy to her twin flame at that moment. Why is that? Because they will pull you down. They will pull you down, and you will come out of your work, and your work will be affected. So it is your duty to protect your inner work until or unless they understand they are on same conscious level as you are, right? So that is one thing I see in feminines. They lack that, they don't know how to put masculine. I wouldn't call divine masculine. Divine masculine is someone who has done the work, who is doing the work. When feminine, divine feminine doesn't know how to put masculine at his place. He should be at his place
so
because that really hit them hard.
because basically a lot of divine feminines are afraid of putting the masculines into their place or putting a boundary because they think that the masculine's going to run again or they're going to do stupid shit again. So how do you navigate around that sort of thought, thinking, fear?
You have to actually work on your fears, and you have to write down all those fears. You have to do the journaling of all those fears. But I personally feel that if you will give away your energy freely to your twin flame, like, oh, I'm giving it out of love, they will pull you down, because if they are not doing the proper inner work, set you have to set boundaries with them. See, if you want to have a open conversation, one of the thing I see lacking in twin flame journey and twin flame path is vulnerability. We are not vulnerable. It's very easy to be vulnerable. You have to tell him, see, if you are not doing work, we can't be together. And you have to be, sometimes when our baby or our child is not behaving properly, we have to teach them. So they are like babies. You have to teach him what divine feminine, how divine feminine is different from all the feminines he had in his life. So he thinks that it is same. You have to put him in his place.
You know, what inner work must the divine masculine do?
I think more divine masculine process a lot of subconscious things than conscious path. You know, they take the more you start doing the consciously, it will clear out the subconscious things in your twin flames mind. So they do it with their actions, with their movements. Most of them, they love meditation. Most masculines I know, they love meditation a lot. They like to sit at one place because they are more stable at one place.
Okay, so all right. The next thing I want to ask you is about the divine masculines. They are more like evolved or based in the lower chakras, and there's a lot of sexual energy usually. And I've had this today asked a few times with clients. How do you basically, when they come back, they can be very sexual, sometimes very vulgar, and it can make the divine feminine feel a little bit like uncomfortable because it's we like romance, okay? We like nice flowers, chocolates. We like to be treated good. Yes, we like a little bit of nookie nookie and a bit of fun, but we like to do it in a way where we know you're going to respect us. So how do you basically transmute or alchemize that very dense, vulgar, sexual energy into more like loving energy for divine masculine?
When your chakras start getting cleared and you start moving that energy up in your heart chakra, your heart chakra will start opening up, and then you start seeing everything from the place of heart, not from your sacral chakra. So why most masculines are sexual is one of the reasons is some of feminines, they don't know how to set boundaries with the twin flame, and secondly, they have some sexual traumas. So, or they don't know how to say no. Out of love, they do things that they don't want to. I had some clients with me who got sexual with their twin if they didn't want to do. So I told them, why are you doing it if you don't want to? Say no. Learn to say no. So I think feminines lack that, and once they have cleared their lower chakras and they come to their heart chakra and their throat chakra, that will start,
So how do you clear?
clearing out.
You said clear the lower chakras and bring to the heart. How do you do that?
You just you have to visualize, or you can do it with different mantras of different chakras. Like you start with your root chakra, then you come to your sacral chakra, then you come to your solar plexus chakra. One by one, you chant all those mantras, and there are many different techniques of Kundalini yoga is there, Kundalini chakra clearing is there. There are many
On
different
YouTube as
techniques
well, you
with the
have lots of
breathing. Sorry.
on YouTube. There's lots of videos as well, aren't there, about how to visualize or the
Yeah.
sounds.
I feel that when you're clearing your chakras, that should be done under some specific expert person, because that will give you proper, that will have you proper guidance, and you will really be feeling unconditional love. Because to someone wrote that, I thought this journey was all about unconditional love. This journey is about unconditional love. But if your twin flame is not in that space, what will you do? If your twin is not in that space, what will you do? You have to set boundaries with your twin, because you have to protect yourself and your union. You have to
So
protect the union with God. You have to protect your union with yourself.
what services do you provide? Do you do chakra healing and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do chakra clearing. I provide. I will start soon inner child program also. I'm planning to do that. There are mantras also, specific mantras that I provide to people so they can ascend in their journey further. And I provide coaching also. I provide Reiki. I'm a Reiki grandmaster. So I teach Reiki also.
I think it would be interesting. I would like to do a chakra healing with you. We could do it privately and we can have the energy exchange, or we can do it online to get people to come over to you, because I've not in a long time had a real chakra cleanse or healing. And I want to, yeah, I think that's something that I would love to have. The next question I want to ask you is about surrender, actually. And must both surrender? What is surrender? How do you surrender?
You see, when I started my spiritual journey, I was really obsessed with surrendering. Why am I used to get angry at myself? Why I am unable to surrender? So surrender happens only when you are meant to surrender. You can't push your surrenders. You can't push your surrender. When when the timing is right, and when divine want you to, when you start coming and connecting more with source, when you start connecting more with God, you, that will be your union with God, and you will be more in surrender. Okay, then universe will test you with this also. Like universe tests with everything. So you are surrendered, you are sitting, and some news comes up or something happens. Either you will panic because you haven't completely surrendered, or you will say, okay, fine, that is what God's wish is.
So
So
surrender is having,
surrender happens only in divine timing. You can't push surrender. You can't do it.
and you
It's
said there's many
process.
levels process, yeah? And surrender is trusting the divine completely and really having faith. What I notice about a lot of twin flames, a lot of divine feminines, there is this lack of faith and trust in the divine. So therefore lack of surrender. But there's also this sort of, obviously the fears coming up and lifetimes of fear and when you're activated. But there seems to be this sort of inability to have inner faith or trust in oneself first, let alone the divine, like in oneself, to believe in oneself and to feel empowered, feel divine, feel like you are the prize and that you don't need to be begging for stuff or chasing for stuff. Like there seems to be a real lack, and then it comes in, like, you know, with the clients or the messages or the social media, where there's a lot of like, and I was there too, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like there was a stage where I was all over the place, but I think I always maintained a sense of like confidence in myself, but I think that seems to be lacking at times with a lot of the divine feminines, especially. They're just very much like trying to grapple and please help me, and like this mentality of being a beggar but not being this divine goddess. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's smiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that? And why, like, I always try with my videos, like, some people say my videos are quite intense, but I'm trying to, like, instill your power, your divinity, your godliness, and your knowing, and your faith, and your trust. And there seems to be so many people who are not even at that point.
Yeah, because see, you for that you have to do your inner work. If you have done proper inner work, you will trust yourself. You will come in that goddess energy. You and it's still a process. We can still have some unworthiness fragments inside us, and it's healing is like a spiral. It can't be done in one day. So for everyone, according to their past life karmas and their past karmas, everything happens and every healing happens. And you shouldn't push yourself into. Some people do inner work, but yes, you should be, you should hold on to a specific inner work. When it is necessary to do, you do that. But you have to trust universe also, because we are so much in the ego. Our ego doesn't let us surrender, and we are like, we can manifest anything in life, but some things are supposed to happen for your highest good. So they
Hmm.
will happen the way it is supposed to happen. You can't push your healing, you can't push your union. One thing I wanted to talk about, every divine masculine will not be doing the healing work in this lifetime. And that is fine. That doesn't mean you will die alone.
Now
You
explain
will find
that, because
someone.
you've talked to that about that to me before. So explain it a little bit more. So I think from what I remember, you have said some divine masculines did their inner work in the last life. So this life, they're just here to trigger you to get your work done. Is that correct?
Yeah. So they will push you to do your inner work. Some people come in your life to, some divine masculines will come in your life only to push you to do your inner work. So you move ahead in your journey, and you are when you are supposed to meet someone in your life, you meet them, and you believe me, universe want more beautiful things for you. Once you start doing the inner work, then you do, because universe see how much efforts you are putting into your work. They see how much effort you are putting. But you have to be okay with that. One day you will be okay with that. Okay, fine. My masculine is not coming in this life. Let him go through all these things. Let him do all these things. Okay, it's fine. So someone
So
wrote, is it better to be with soulmate? Only with soulmate who has done his work. Don't go for anyone. You will be at different vibrations.
So you want to be with someone on the same vibrational frequency as you, and that person, whether it's your divine masculine or a high level soulmate, then you can decide, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come time to ask questions. I wanna find out from you, do you know what the current energy is for divine masculine right now?
I think they are going through a hard time, and they are realizing. But it is, I want to tell every feminine that you really have to have a good amount of patience. If you are waiting for your DM to come in your life, you actually don't have to wait, also, you have to live your life. But the thing is that at present, masculines are doing the work, but in metrics, the work is always slower than in higher dimension. Why it's easy for divine masculine, the divine feminine to awaken fast? Because she's more of a spiritual by nature. But with divine masculine, they are slow. They have to process everything in the matrix and then come out of that matrix. So, yeah.
So we got some questions, okay? Are you ready? So we got
Yeah.
Lacey Luna. She says she agrees. The divine masculine is great until he starts drinking, and then it causes lots of issues. So, what do you do in that situation if your divine masculine is still in addiction?
You can't do anything. You can just suggest him to do his inner work. He has somewhere his mommy daddy's issues. That's why he's drinking.
But what about the
You have
mirroring?
to hold compassion for him. You have to hold compassion for him. And if you can ask him whatever, if he's ready to do his work, you can help him. There comes a point in your journey, if you are meant to be with your twin flame or you are not meant to be with your twin flame, all the work you are doing on yourself, you are supposed to teach all that to your twin flame.
What if you don't want to teach?
You will develop that kind of patience.
Okay, but there will be
I
an
just,
energy.
also, if you don't want to be with with them, that is fine.
But what about
That
the
is
energy
fine.
exchange? So if we help our twin flame, what's the energy
Oh
exchange we
no,
get back?
you have to do energy exchange with them also.
So what would it look like? Would you charge them or what?
Yeah, you charge. I think you charge double
Double.
from them. You should
I
charge
say
double.
10 times. But they will say that it's because of me you did the inner work, because I triggered you to do the inner work, so I should get it for free.
So
Okay.
when they will start healing, you will be like, firstly you put me in this place. Now you are in this place. I see. I get it. I get it.
But also with the
Yeah.
addiction thing, we can also look at mirroring, right? So basically, if your divine masculine is physically addictive, are you emotionally addictive? Are you in chasing energy? Are you in worry, stress?
If your twin flame is addictive, has certain kind of addiction with something, you have certain addiction in your life. It can be scrolling, it can be using too much phone, it addiction can come in form of doing too much inner work also. You
Oh,
have
really?
to have balance in life.
That'd be
You
my
have to have
problem.
balance in life. Huh?
That would be my problem then. Too much inner work. Okay. NMMV22 asks, I'm feeling like my twin flame is better off marrying the third party because she is more wealthy, reputable family. She comes from more of a reputable, wealthy family. I want the best for him, but I also want the best. Like, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with the fact that
See, if you think that he got married and that girl is wealthy, somewhere you have wealth issues in you. That's why you have manifested that girl in as a third party in your life. Because you think that you're not wealthy, so you're not worthy enough for your twin flame.
so we
So
create
deal
our
with
own
them.
barriers and problems, right? We manifest them.
We do that. We do that.
It's our own fears, our own
It's
insecurities,
our
our own.
own soul plan to do that and then clear that.
Okay. Have you dated soulmates during twin flame separations? I've tried to. Well, you don't have to answer that, but dating soulmates during twin flame separations. Cal Ram has tried to, but the DM keeps popping into the mind.
He
Why does this happen?
he will pop into your mind. You just have to observe your mind when your twin flame or that person comes into your mind. You have to just you have to just observe your mind at that moment and let it pass, let it pass, let it pass, let it pass. So probably it also happens because your twin flame is thinking about you. So
They
as I
feel the
know
energy.
this, they feel the energy. So when you're dating someone, sometimes your twin comes back in your life. Why is that? Because they can feel the energy you're giving to someone else. I would only suggest someone to find a spiritual partner because when you sit with that person, you are actually not draining your energy. They are at that good place where they understand your spiritual part, your spiritual journey, and all those things.
Wonderful. So Lovely says Namrata is looking very beautiful. Okay. So Monique asks, what if you, as a divine feminine, feel you're at peace and need to leave their energy behind? That you have a calling you need to fill in separation and very toxic currently with their karmic. So basically, you don't want to deal with the divine masculine. You can do that, right? That's fine for the
Yeah,
time being, and see how.
yeah, yeah, you can. What
Okay,
what
someone's
was
going
the
through.
question? What was the question? If your masculine is toxic, do you have to deal with that?
I mean, sometimes people don't write the question correctly, but what if you, as a divine feminine, feel you are at peace and need to leave their energy behind? So you want to leave the divine masculine energy behind because you have a calling, you want to fulfill your purpose, but they are with their toxic karmic. But you know what, Monique? I would say you need to heal the separation with, like, why is there a third person in the union? Like, you can also work on that, right? You can work on why is there a toxic person in between? What?
Yeah. So you don't have to give your twin flame energy when they are in lower vibration with someone else. When they are um, when they are in their low vibration, you have to be really, you know, you have to be really strong with that.
Boundaries, yeah. So someone says they're going through addiction with tobacco and chocolates. But again, we've talked about addictions and alcohol. Um, all right, let's see. It says, Lovely says, but masculines awaken by seeing their feminines.
Masculine awakening. No, that was not the case with me.
Yeah, there's a person awakens when their inner divine feminine energy rises, okay? Whether that rises in feminine or masculine, that's the up to the divine. But usually it's the divine feminine whose divine feminine energy rises within, so they become awakened. And the divine masculine, it awakens later. But there are some divine masculines who it happens to first, but it's rare. But it does happen to some. Okay, so Lacey says, my divine masculine acts like he doesn't care. And then he comes back a weekend later and acts like it's all love. Why does he keep going in and out?
Because he fear being vulnerable with you, and somewhere he has that issues inside him where he feel that other people might have judged him for being vulnerable. That can be the reason, and somewhere maybe you are still holding on to that judgment energy inside you. You're not holding that compassion inside you.
If you're being toxic or judgmental, or also if you keep pushing your energy, if you're not staying in surrender, aligned, whole and complete with your energies at peace, and you start pushing again on him, he's going to run. There's the energy's too much until you balance it, right? Okay. Any other questions? Because we're almost coming to the end. Putting boundaries with family. You talked about that.
Yeah, we have to set boundaries with our family also because not everyone is doing the work. You have to protect your work. You have to protect your energy. Remember that. Your first duty is to protect yourself.
So Cal Ram asks, I asked for a separation with my divine masculine for this reason. The relationship was bringing me down and I didn't feel supported. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to be. It's better to be in separation than be with them and your energy is being drained from them.
Farah asks, Ma'am, I'm living with toxic people, all are karmics. After divorce, I'm here working for them for free, and they're taking all my energy, and I'm not able to take bigger actions. What should I do?
You should learn to set your boundaries with them.
And you know what? Like we said a while ago, the problem I feel like a lot of divine feminines have to deal with is knowing your self-worth. Stop allowing people to take advantage of you, you know? Um,
We fear that people will leave our life and there will be judgment from them. That's why we hold on to specific people in our life.
so Rutu asks, what inner work, yeah, exactly. What inner work is it that we're supposed to do?
I can't. There is chakra clearing, inner child healing, and you have to do specific mantras also. You can do mantras on this journey. There is a technique also to surrender yourself and lots more. It's very vast, and for everyone it's different.
Depends on
You
your
can do,
wounds.
some people do Kriya Yoga also. Kriya Yoga is also one of the ways, you know. So Different people,
Mar-
different, yeah.
Mara asks, do twin flames look alike?
Not, yes, they do. Not necessary. If someone looks alike, that doesn't also mean they're twin flame.
She also asks, what if the divine masculine cannot commit to you?
Why do you want commitment from him? Why are you not committed to yourself?
So are you saying you get
See,
to a point where you're
you
so...
you somewhere are still holding on to that, romanticizing this. I will sing in garden. I will sing songs with him or something like that. I will live. You can't live a normal life on this journey. Your journey will be different, but that doesn't mean you are meant to be with your twin. And sometimes you have to learn it very hard way, very hard way. You have to learn it very hard way. Some people are fine being alone. Some people want partner in their life because partner also helps you evolve and help you on this journey to move ahead. But that partner should be a higher soulmate, not anyone.
So Meghna asks, ma'am, after meeting a twin flame, is it difficult to get into a relationship with another person?
It is difficult only if you are still holding on to past. It is not difficult if you find some. See, if you find all those things in someone else that you were looking for in your twin flame, then it wouldn't be difficult. That's why I suggested higher soulmate. You can't, once you start awakening in this matrix, you come out of this matrix, you can't go back to this matrix. So it is like that. You can't go back to all those normal soulmates and all those people. That should be a special person for you.
And you know what? A higher level soulmate might be somewhat similar, but they will never be as aligned as your healed divine masculine. R. Prita asks, once soul merging starts, is there any chance of DMs, any other karmic relationship? Also, I think she's saying once soul merge starts happening, will the DM like ever go back to karmic after that or no?
If they still have their karma pending with that person, they will go back to that person. And if you still have specific things, if you are still holding on to jealousy, judgment, and all those things for them, then they will have to, divine will bring them back with their karma. Soul merging happens when you have cleared enough darkness out of you.
Okay, so Bud's Buddy asks, does everyone have a twin flame?
Everyone is my friend. So yes, everyone has a twin flame. Not everyone is born. Most of them help from, they haven't taken birth. They help from higher realm. And if you want to connect with your twin flame, you can. They will give you answers.
Thank you. So Akal Sani asks, how is ego death different for divine masculine and divine feminine?
I don't think so. It is there is much difference between that, but I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any feminine working on alcohol addiction and all those addictions. So I feel that is the only difference. Else you have to deal. Everything is same.
Okay. I have met some divine feminines who drink. Trust me. Okay.
You have.
So
I haven't read it.
yeah, we're like, oh, I'm feeling depressed. I'm going to drink a lot of alcohol. Okay. So Akashna asks, does divine masculine ever come back and take initiative?
Only if you surrender.
Hmm. And then Anubhati asks, why are there a lot of resistance? Why is there a lot of resistance and judgments on the journey, I guess?
Towards your masculine, she's asking.
Well, some people don't write the full question. So answer it how you want.
There is a lot of judgment because and resistance because our nature is we don't like change, we don't like to change, and we don't like, it's not always happy change. And there is what was another one else than resistance, what was the
Resistance
another
and
one?
judgment. And I think that's because it's in the matrix, right?
Judgment can be a part of your DNA. It can be in your DNA. So you have to clear that out of that. Judgment was always there. So it can be big, a big or small part in your family. If your family had been judging other people, why is that? I don't know, but it's some things we carry to clear in this lifetime. It can be from your another lifetime possible.
Mhm. Yeah. Akashic records can help you understand that. It surely made me understand why I had a lot of judgment. Okay, so Lena says, Divine Masculine wanted a relationship and union with me, but every time we get close, he runs back to third party. What can I change in my behavior so he won't run again? Thank you.
Surrender, compassion, unconditional love. Until and unless you don't come in unconditional love and you are still holding on to fear of losing him, he will run.
Okay. Does visual manifestation work on this journey?
No, it will work in starting, but afterwards, once you surrender, specific things in your life will work. But when it comes to union can happen at all levels. It doesn't necessarily have to manifest in uh, 3D. If it serves a higher purpose, then only it will be manifested in 3D. For other things, you can manifest them, but with union, I don't think so. You have to surrender this journey. Surrender will come very hard for you if you haven't learned that yet.
So visual manifestation works with soulmates and other things, but with twin flame, it's not easy that way. Okay, so
Yeah.
Alicia Das says, "What is inner union? And what's the significance of the inner union?"
When you are at peace, when you are living from your heart, not from your mind. Some of us, we operate from here, not from our heart. When you are remembering God, source every second of your day, uh, and when you are also living complete life of surrender, like okay, in this moment this is the thing, in the next moment this is the thing, like that.
In the present. And
In
Raman
the present.
asks, "What are the signs of soul merging?"
For everyone it's different. I can't elaborate on you. Soul merging can happen at different levels. Sometimes it's on astral level, sometimes it's because everyone's process is different, so I don't think that there are specific signs for that.
I mean, you might start looking like each other, or your personality, or your astral
You will
body,
come
your
more
highest.
in harmony when your soul will merge. You will come more in harmony with each other.
Farah asks, "How will divine union happen?"
Divine union, or with masculine, or with divine.
I'm going to assume that it's with the masculine, but I don't know.
So if you are asking how union will happen with divine, when you start surrendering to divine and you start remembering him at every given moment to you, and you start thanking him for everything that is being given to you, even your pain. Be thankful for your pain also, because it's serving its purpose. What you are meant to do, it's serving its purpose. And when it comes to your DM, I don't know.
So basically, you don't say to your DM, "I want you dead," or "Die, DM." You got to be appreciative of the pain. Okay. How can you tell if it's a true twin flame connection?
You will know that from you will be confident about it. You will know.
Yeah, you'll get
You
the
will just have
signs.
that knowing.
Yeah. Like for me, I would say I have never really had a doubt, because my interaction was so profound. Like I straight away, as soon as I saw him, I saw the past lives, the future lives, the present. I knew he was the one. I saw the children. I saw I had the Kundalini awakening, the chakras, the out of body, the astral. Then I had his higher self, the telepathy. He was following me around with the kids everywhere. He was visiting me in daytime, nighttime, the signs, the names, the synchronicities, the ego death, the obsession, feeling out of this world, the energy, the body, everything. It was all da, 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 da. And I don't get that with anyone else. Okay. All right. So Gagi asks, why do divine masculines ask the divine feminine to marry someone else? And then they get jealous if they hear she is marrying someone else.
Fear of taking responsibility.
The divine masculine doesn't want to be taking responsibility, doesn't want to grow up, or?
Fear of taking responsibility, or fear of taking responsibility that comes with this connection. And secondly, they somewhere have this belief it will not work in this lifetime.
So for the divine masculine, they feel lots of burden. They feel it's a lot of
See,
pressure.
if you are putting burden on him to do the inner work, when you are not holding on to compassion, he will run away again. That's, I don't want anyone to put burden on me. Please, I don't want it. If you want that, don't come to me. If you are my DF also, I don't want it. I don't want
So
to take burden of anything.
is it just about accepting where they are right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Akal Sani asks, when the DM asks the DF to move on, saying they are not good enough for them, does the DM really want her to move on?
No, he doesn't want her to move on. He's saying it because he has self-worth issues.
And he's mirroring her self-worth then?
That can be a possibility.
Okay. Infinite Potential says, ego clashes are very common in the initial phase of the journey. Do they ignore each other out of ego when the divine feminine stops chasing? So why are ego clashes common, and why they ignore when DF stops chasing?
Ego clashes happen because of ego between both of them. Um, I don't know why ego clashes happen, because they don't understand this connection well. If both would have understood connection and they are not in space where they are holding enough love for themselves and that person. So if you're not holding love for yourself enough, you can't hold it for another person. What was the another question?
I think you've answered it, to be honest. There is questions here that Gautam asks, why do divine masculine and divine feminine fight in the beginning? Now, I don't think that is the case. Like personally,
Yeah.
it might be the case, but I think that's a
There is a
karmic
bubble
situation.
phase that happens in the beginning.
Yeah, in the
My baby
beginning,
and
it's so beautiful, so loving, and then the triggers happen, and the divine masculine just runs, and they don't tend to have a conflict. They don't tend to say, "I am going because I
you
hate you."
have to understand one thing, your divine masculine will come back only when you have done your work. He will get that signal that you have done your work now, it's his time. So in the meantime, he's learning his lessons.
So I'm going to ask the last question for today, and we're very grateful that you're answering the questions. The question is, do we have to detach from them to come into union?
We have to. We have to surrender and detach and trust God completely. Whatever is delivered to us, either it's union or something else, that is for our highest good. That is for our highest, that will serve our highest purpose.
But surrendering is quite difficult.
It
How did
it is very difficult. You have to recall you have to train your subconscious mind, because subconscious mind is so trained to do things, and subconscious mind and ego thinks that I am the one who is doing it. You are not. When you recall yourself and go down and say, I surrender to you, God, 10 times a day, you do that. I surrender to you, God. I surrender to you, God. Then you will start seeing change
because
in you.
like I don't know, you get to a stage, I'm getting to that stage where basically it's like, I'm happy alone. I don't really need anyone. Twin flame, okay. Soulmate, I don't know. We'll see. And it's like whatever God gives, that's fine. Like I'm no longer even attached to romantic
What
notions.
if you have done your inner work? I can assure you, whatever God delivers to you will be best, they will not give you anything because you have done the work.
But then what's the difference between detaching and then not being able to manifest union, or like if you detach from everything, then you won't
See,
get the union.
detach, and if you still hold on to that union dream, hold on to it. I'm not saying don't hold. Detach means that if it comes, I'm good. If it doesn't come, then also I am good.
Yes. That's what I think. I'm at that stage now where I'm finally like, I can't be bothered. I just want to be happy. I just want to have iced coffee with vanilla syrup and a straw and walk down the street and skip and hop, enjoy the sun, enjoy the birds, enjoy the weather, have a nice life. I don't want to stress. I like to relax. I like to meditate. I love to travel and watch TV programs about travel, interior decoration, and home cooking. It makes me feel so joyful and happy. What about you?
Yeah, I make candles, I make soaps. I'm starting the business of that now slowly. So I like to create different things like lippen art that has been very famous. So I like to create different things out
And
of my hand. It
we
helps me a lot to process my mind.
we urge everyone to have other things to do, purpose, passion, hobbies, and not to be just constantly thinking about this, right? And if people want to get in touch with you, I'll put your link in
Thank
the
you.
video. And we definitely, want to see and hear more. I definitely want to hear about chakra cleansing because I'll book a session. But thank you so much for today.
You're welcome.
It
Thank
was
you.
beautiful. Thank you. Take care. God
Mm.
bless.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.